My name is Stephen Ansell, and I'm a hematologist with an interest in Waldenström's Macroglobulinemia. And Waldenström's Macroglobulinemia is a unique kind of disease, specifically because in the bone marrow there is a lymphoplasmacytic infiltrate, and then in the serum of the patient there is a high monoclonal protein called IgM. And we're doing a lot of research in really trying to get at some of the causes and the phenotype, or the way in which the cancer cells look, and then specifically what controls and what regulates this protein production, both of which impact the outcome of the patient. So specific areas of research that we're very interested in is firstly really focusing in on the cancer cell. There are a number of areas where we are specifically trying to understand what the cancer cell looks like, specifically how it actually might differentiate or progress from a small lymphocyte to a more large plasma cell, and then specifically what encourages it to actually make more in the way of protein. The additional research that's been focused is really focusing in on the genetic changes or the abnormalities that are inside these cells that make them a cancer cell relative to normal plasma cells and normal lymphocytes. Obviously, if we understand exactly what makes them genetically different, that allows us potentially to target that and to really develop novel new therapies that might allow us to better treat patients. Other things that we're really trying to understand is how there might be an interaction from the environment around the tumor cell in the bone marrow, and that environment and those cells around the cancer cell might actually be supporting and encouraging its growth. And so we've specifically looked in at monocytes and other stromal elements or other support cells that are in the bone marrow to see whether or not those cells are providing proteins and growth factors, things that actually help the cancer cell have a survival advantage. Again, the merit might be to actually target those with particular therapies, which hopefully would be helpful again for patients. In really trying to understand the interactions between the immune system, stromal and support elements in the bone marrow, and the actual cancer cell, there are additional things that are important, and that includes the environment in which the patient lives. And we have a lot of research happening right now on an epidemiological basis, where we're specifically really trying to understand how the environment around us might impact our immune cells and our body's immune system, and thereby impact the actual cancer itself. So there's a large study going on comparing cancer patients with Waldenström's macroglobulinemia to normal people, and looking to see, healthy people, to see whether there's actually a difference in things they may be being exposed to, and potentially also genetic variability in their immune system, to see whether they just respond differently to various toxins, substances in the environment, stimuli in the environment that might actually cause one patient to get the disease and another to have no problem at all. And then we're really also trying to get a little bit at the macro environment. So I spoke a little bit a moment ago about the microenvironment, in other words, the tumor cells and the stromal elements and other immune cells that are around the tumor cell in the bone marrow. But there seems to be that the body at large might actually react to a cancer cell trying to get started in the system, and actually proteins can be made by the body far away from where the cancer cell might be that might actually stimulate and really cause the cancer cell to grow. They call these proteins cytokines, and we're specifically interested in trying to work out which ones are circulating in the system in general, which might actually give the cancer cell an advantage. And again, this may provide an additional option for us to actually be able to treat patients more effectively. So the focus of all what we're doing is to try to understand not only the cancer cell itself, the little nest in which it lives, the environment in general, in the whole body, but then also more outside of the patient, things that may actually stimulate the cancer cell or stimulate the immune system. So basically an epidemiological approach. So we're trying to cover the whole span of what's important in trying to understand how Waldenström's macroglobulinemia cells survive and proliferate or grow, and then obviously using all of that information to be more targeted in how we would treat patients. At Mayo Clinic, we have a very integrated approach to research, which really helps us not only just look at small subsets of things that are important in Waldenström's, but really all working together to collaborate to understand some of the biology, some of the epidemiology, and some of the potential new therapies all in an integrated fashion. So Mayo really offers a unique opportunity for researchers to work together, not just at one site in Rochester, but also in Arizona and in Florida. So again, I think the integrated approach is really what's helping us move the field forward.